Hello, everybody. It's me, Sevilla, and we just made top 32 at the last Elestrals premiere event. I'm pretty happy overall with the deck I chose in my performance. I ended up going X3, uh, which was way better than like my last performance at a premiere event. Having access to life from cards and not having access to them is like a night and day difference. So I decided to play a deck I didn't test until we started playing at the premiere event. So like the premiere event was my test, and I really like the deck that I settled on. I think it's really strong. It felt really good. Uh, I think the main deck is pretty much where I want it to be. It was mainly like the side deck felt like it was just missing options that I wish I had in the premiere event, and I think with a better adjusted side, I think I could have made possibly top 16 with this list, and I will try again with like a more refined list, especially in the side deck, but I'm really happy where this ended up. So I ended up playing a build of this guy, Chronodile. If you've never read this card, you can disenchant water from this Chronodile in order to target and destroy a card. Well, you have at least 6 enchanting water or solar. This Chronodile cannot be targeted by opponent's card effects. What makes Chronodile really strong is the fact that just the whole water pile right now that'll go over it in the deck makes it super consistent to get to this guy. So for the main deck, we have the one Chronodile and the 2 Gnomedile. This is probably a little bit of a controversial choice. I know a lot of people who play the deck only play one. The main reason why I settled on the second one is just because Pandora's Box is one of the best cards out of the board or in the main right now in a lot of the game. And just having the second one, man, it was a good hedge to being like, if I go discard Champion Foamy to try to search this and I get Panda Boxed, and if I mill one, if I find another Foamy, I can still search the second card to get to the Chronodile. Since we alluded to it, we're on a fish package. We're playing 3 Aphoros, 3 Champ Aphoros, and 3 Magnaros. I feel like if you're playing water, there's no reason not to play these cards. They're so strong. Especially Magnaros, since this card just comes down and searches Champ Aphoros, or we are on Necklace, so we are playing the one Necklace of Aphrodite too. Just in case we need to find another piece. Have more water on board so the Chronodile comes down and just makes it so it's hard out. But the fact that Aphoros can Nexus onto your water guys to make it so that it's easy to cast a Chronodile that himself is on 6. Because typically in older Chronodile lists, you had a bunch of enchanting Elestrals on the board, but in this list, we're just trying to like cast this guy with as many spirits as possible and just start punching face. Like every turn, just trying to pop a card and just trying to like get in for like 6 or 6-ish, 7-ish damage. And it was working pretty well. Like every time I got to resolve a Chronodile, it pretty much won me the game. Bar one instance where I got it got EQ'd because he only had 3 spirits on it. But that's just because I didn't have enough water spirits on the board, and it was just like a desperation play. That is one of the games I lost. And we'll go over those, but it felt really good. Like I'm really happy with this ratio of cards. I feel like you wanted to just see these specific 9 cards as much as possible, so I just maxed out on them. I need to see Magnaros. I need to see Champ Aphoros. I need to see at least one Aphoros sometime in the game, and this ratio let me just find everything else. For other Elestrals in the deck, we have main deck 3 Champ Galaxy. Because Fish is so good right now, I wanted a board breaker that could just go attack over their Champ Aphoros and force it so that you either have to answer this card or just leaves a water spirit on board that I can use the Foamy, like after I discard the Foamy, to like ascend over into, and it's a really good Nexus target for Aphoros too if it just sticks around. Like if I had Galaxy plus like Shield of Achilles and they couldn't get over the Galaxy with both guys, I was able to just attach to swap the stats of their guys and then ascend over, and it just felt so strong. Card's really good. Then for other Elestrals, we're on 3 Babloon. This card is the reason why we can play this deck. So you can discard this card, you can and expend a Water Spirit to enchant 2 water from Underworld to a water card on your field. This turns on Aphros, Nexus Banks. It makes it so you can use Aphrodite again. It lets you make it so that you can like enchant over like a Galaxy or something that's just not really doing anything on the board, and just turn it into Chronodile and be able to just assemble your win condition. Then we have, of course, the 3 Foamy, being able to search Aphrodite and being able to search the Chronodile and some of the cards out of the side deck too. Really good. Like overall, I'm very happy that I played this ratio of like really consistent. Like every card that I like have a 3 of, I can play 3 of, except for like the 2 Chronodile, 1 Chronodile. And I wouldn't change the ratios of any of these. That felt good overall. For runes, we're only on the 1 Divine, we're on 2 Aphrodite. I only own 2. I was considering like having a 3rd one, but realistically, just having 2 was fine. A lot of the time I put it on 3 just to have a search for another Aphros spirit, like a Champ Aphros. Because a lot of games you're just playing like Fish Beatdown, which is the 5s. Until you can just assemble a board state where you can be like, okay, now this Chronodile can just start walking over guys. For runes, we have the 2 Ambrosia, obviously. And then we have 3 Shield of Achilles, 3 Gorgon's Gaze, and 3 PTA. For the Omnis, I know a lot of people are only playing 2 PTA right now in a lot of decks. I felt like I just wanted to see answers to guys, especially since I have a card that lets me Nexus and draw cards. The fact that if I have an Aphros that just lives, like if I go turn 1 Aphros and then special a Champ Aphros, they stay both on board, and the next turn I can drop Aphrodite and then draw 2 off the Aphros. I meant just finding these Omnis was way easier to be able to assemble a game state where I could just make it so it's way easier to just drop this Chronodile and it's uncontested. For the non-Omnis, for the other counter runes, we're on 2 Tsunami. They were really good. Like, honestly, bar like the one water mirror match I played today, and the one person who had water in their main, this felt really strong into the current field of things. I played against Solar, 2 Morfrost, Solar, 2 Morfrost, the Fish mirror match, Thunder Nexus, Earth Nexus, and the 2 other decks I'm drawing a blank. I know one of the decks that I lost to was like Nobby, Doppelgator, and it was the Wind as Elestral, where if it crashes into a guy, it ascends into a bigger guy. And that deck was just really good into mine, because if I had a bunch of 5s, he could just go crash, ascend, make big guy that bigger than Chronodile, because it's a 15. It was like the one answer that just beat me naturally, and I'm just like, well, what was I gonna do? So those were the losses. It was more frost, and that deck. And everything else I felt super like commanding into, and the decks I got to establish everything. Especially since Tsunami just like bought me more time. Especially with like they try to go like flip a Magdaros or an Aphoros with Champ Galaxy, try to walk over. with their like one of their other guys that's not Galaxy. Just being able to keep one of them around just meant a lot. And then for the other Rune, we were playing Aphrodite Soulmates because we're also on Necklace. So theory behind this is you can, after you've established a Chronodile, you can go Necklace over the Chronodile. Now, if they try to walk over Soulmates and you have like 4 on an Aphrodite, you can just flip the Soulmates, re-get the Aphrodite because now it's a, re-get the Chronodile because now it's a Celestial with the same name as in your field. If you have like the Aphros next to Chronodile or anything of that nature. So this card is basically Rise from the Shadows in this list, and it felt really good. Like, just being able to revive one of the 2 fish sometimes was just good enough. Like, it won a couple games. And then the last card that I personally played was 1 EQ. I just felt like I wanted more hard removal. Because sometimes it's just like, I needed to find a way to like have my 5s just like beat it over for a couple more spirits. And this just answered a lot of problems that other cards just didn't. So overall, I'm happy with the main deck. I wouldn't really change anything about the main. It felt really good. It was just some matchups where I was just getting outraced because of the die roll. So like, and that's just like how it happens in card games sometimes. So I can't be mad about it. For spirits, we're on 12 water spirit, 2 solar, 1 for the gnome dial, and 1 for the gnome dial effect to expend a water lunar or water solar to be able to bring 1 back and then get the Chronodile. 2 earth, 2 thunder, and then 1 of each of 1 wind and 1 lunar for base cards on the side, basically cards in the sideboard. I think the cards that were lunar in my sideboard were not good. I think if I played this deck again, this would be a Frost Spirit, and I would all want to go over like the changes I would make to my side based on the things I learned playing the deck today at the premiere. But overall, the lineup felt good. Like, I felt like I had enough spirits for everything I wanted to do. And I didn't feel like I was missing spirits a lot of the time. It felt like I had exactly what I needed. So my sideboard is divided into 2 halves. We have a half I set it into basically every game, and like when I saw the cards, it felt phenomenal. And then we have the half that just didn't do anything. So for the half that didn't do anything, we have 1 Boombat, 1 Tsunami High Tide, 1 Rock in a Hard Place, 1 Draking, and 2 Snark. My theory behind it is, like, I wanted to be able to like tutor up these cards in situations where I needed to just like break symmetrical boards. But I ended up never wanting these cards over the other cards in my side deck instead. Especially Draking, he just didn't feel like he did enough. When a lot of the guys that I wanted to beat over with a Draking were just bigger than Draking. I felt like Snark is also just not as good because Foamy can search Draking anyways. So this card is just like the biggest outlier in my sideboard for sure, because it never made it in. For replacements, I would replace the 2 Snark with 2 Cryoblast. I would replace the Draking with a 3rd Tsunami. It came up a lot. Which is like, man, I really want a 3rd Tsunami. And then I would replace these 3 cards with either 2 Galaxy or 2 Ultra Stars. They're kind of like in a similar like position of like what my sideboard wants to be doing. Or I would, and then I think the last card I would want in like these slots is the Whale Lance. Especially versus other fish decks. Being able to like walk over Magnaros and send every single Aphros to their discard pile, like to the underworlds, seems really strong. Especially if I'm already gonna side the one Frost. The one Frost Spirit for the Cryoblasts anyways. It's also just like a tunable body that's an 8/4. Like it lets me get rid of problematic guys that set up like unfavorable board state. So yeah, like I wish some number combination of these cards made it into my my sideboard instead of these ones specifically. But live and learn. We will try to do like better prep for the actual side in the next event that we enter. Now for the good cards on my side. I have 3 Panda Box. Obviously, Panda Box is probably the best sideboard card in the game right now. Arguably main deckable. There's so many cards that just search. The Fish Mirror Match. The guy, like Wasp Ivy. So many guys just say tutor a card when they're cast right now. Like, also this is very search heavy at the moment. So Panda Box just deals with a lot of those cards, and really good. 2 Monsoon. This card was also great. Like, it felt super good every time I played it. Over on the Wind Spirit in the side. Just being able to suppress 2 cards, protect my board, and then also enchant like water spirits onto other guys on my board, so I had more spirits to move around to make the Chronodile just like a bigger threat. Really solid. Like overall, I think these 5 I don't think change. These always stay. And now for like the MVPs, like the real MVPs of my sideboard, is a 3 Eddie and the 1 Carabas. Like I know a lot of people think this card is bad, but enough. Like a fish meta, this card is phenomenal. The fact that it breaks parity with any fish board, where if they have like Magnaros, Champ Atheros, and you just go cast Eddie, change your guy to to defense, and I can just walk over for free and you just break your entire 5s line. Won so many situations. Like there was a lot of guys that were just like sitting on 2 4s and 2 5s. And like I could just go drop Eddie, cast Trigger, move it to attack mode, and then attack with it, and it felt like you don't want to shield this because I just do it again on the next turn. Or it felt like a waste to like not wait for your removal for like the Champ Galaxy. So this came in constantly in like a lot of matchups. Bar 1 where Eddie wasn't big enough to like get over a guy. Anytime it was just like the Fish Mirror or a deck who just sat on a defensive guy, this card winning so many states. Same with Carabas. The fact that Carabas is tutorable by Foamy meant that a lot of the times I could just, if I'm in like a board state where I just like I need to find an EQ, I draw Foamy. That's 4 copies of Water Earthquake. I had a game where I was able to make Carabas disenchant 2 cards, pop his Centaur Champion of I think it was a Champion of Demeter card, or it might be Champion of Dionysus, but the one that that dazes to like when a card is dazed, it pops a card. I was able to pop that with it having 4 spirits and just heal 4, and it just turned on all my engines. Honestly, these 4 cards I think are just gonna live in my sideboard for water for right now, especially like with all the fish running around. With a lot of like 5 defense guys still, because they still felt really good. And sometimes I would just win off the back of just like going cast Eddie, Aphrodite search another Eddie, and now like another defensive guy just doesn't answer the threat. Or even if you establish another Magnaros, I get to break the symmetry again. So that's the list. Honestly, very happy with how it performed, bar some like a couple of like technical flubs on my part, and obviously like this part of the sideboard not being very good. I would not change anything at all. I think everything else in the main is really good, and it's just these cards that are the outliers, and I would replace this with a Frost Spirit. That's the only changes I would make. I might try the lineup at the next premiere event, the one that's going to be before Worlds. I'm able to enter, but only time will tell. Alright, I've been Sivia. Thank you for watching my silly little rambly video about my deck from today, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.